Hi friends, welcome back to Over Easy Acres. I am driving on my way home quickly because there is a man coming for our rooster. We were awakened this morning at 5:39 a.m. to this weird sound. I won't try to do it for you to spare you, but I didn't know what it was. It scared me to death while I was sleeping. I sprung out of bed. I was standing in the middle of the bedroom going, "What's happening?" And my husband said, "I think the chicken is a he." So we have some young chickens, and I was noticing last week, I was like, man, those are some pointy tail feathers and kind of skinny little chicken buns. So that wasn't giving me a lot of hope for it being a female. And no, she is a he. So since we're in the city limits, we cannot have a rooster. So I scrambled around today. It's not even noon yet. Listing this beautiful white rooster on different sites, and so he is going to his new home. We would have kept him, except that we already have a rooster out at the property, which you have seen in the past, and you can't keep two roosters together, especially with one hen, and they're in a pen right now, and so they would fight. So anyway, he just needs to find a new home. I'm not asking any questions. This man is already picking up some other roosters, and we're a stop on the route. So anyway, I'm super thankful that we can get him out so quickly so that he's only crowed and irritated the neighbors, or just us, I'm not sure, one morning. So anyway, that's where I'm headed, but that's not actually what I was going to show you today. So stay tuned, because I was going to show you how to plant your very own herb garden. Because right now, we're getting the itch to want to plant. However, we're in southern Idaho and there's still snow on the ground. If I turned you around right now, you would see snow. Oh, you can even see it. See? There's snow. But it's just so fun to have something green and fresh growing inside the house during these winter months. And so I have planted some herbs, and I'm going to plant some more herbs with you and just show you kind of what I have going on and my setup, which, you know, we live in the city, so we don't have all our property at our disposal all the time. Sorry, I have to pay attention where I'm going. So we can't just be planting tons and tons of this stuff, but I do have a setup. It makes me very happy, and I want to encourage you to plant something if you've never planted before, or maybe you do plant and you're a seasoned expert at this. You still might want to have your own little herb garden in your house. So anyway, once I get home and meet this guy about the rooster, we'll start planting. I'm back home, and the rooster is off to his new home, or to a pot of soup. I don't know, but anyway, that situation has been solved. I have a little bird friend inside. I've posted some pictures of him. He's the sweetest little thing. He's a lovebird, but that's what you'll hear screeching. So here we are to plant, though. I'm excited about this because I just love seeing something green growing. So I'm going to show you a little easy way to get started, and I'll show you also my setup that I have, because you might have a similar setup, or you might think, oh, I just don't have a really good windowsill, and I don't either. So I'll show you what I do. But first, we'll just do a little bit of planting. I am going to plant, and I have planted, but I'll plant a little bit more, sage. I have basil, and I have oregano. Now, I've had good luck with these already, which I will show you here. You can see this is my basil. I just planted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 seeds in this one. This one has considerably more. My daughter was helping me, and she just kind of threw them in, but oh my gosh, they smell so good. So this is so great for any type of cooking. I also have in here oregano, which is the second tier. Might be kind of hard to show. It's coming up quite nicely. Let's see, did I put a date on these? Yes, I planted these on the 7th, and today is the 23rd. So it's been a couple weeks for them. This is sage. It takes a little longer to come up. It's a little bit smaller. I planted, I think, 3 or 4 in each one. This one has 2. I did not have any success yet with this one coming up, the sage. But again, they take a lot longer. So I think that I'm just jumping the gun a little bit on it. But I did get kind of excited and just poked a few more seeds in there too. But you can already see from the 7th that this basil is getting the true leaves in it already. So, I mean, I wouldn't pick it yet, but it just smells so good. But it's doing really great. So, grab your seeds, or I'll go to the store and get your seeds. I have used these. These are the compostable organic peat pots. You can do these. The only thing I don't like about these is that they tend to lose their moisture really quickly if you're not careful. You just have to make sure that they stay nice and moist because this is so absorbent. However, on the other hand, you can bottom water, which I'll show you, and then they stay nice and moist. I have lots of soil outside. However, it's covered with snow. But even if it weren't covered with snow, I wouldn't use it. The reason being is that, one, I want something light and fluffy for planting my little sprouts. But the other thing, and the real reason, is because I don't want bugs in the house, because they're all in the dirt from this summer, and that's fine. I like them there. I want them to be there in the summer, but I don't want them waking up and being in my house. And I have had that before when I just go and I scoop out a little sample because I think, oh, I don't need to go to the store and buy this whole big bag. I just need a little tiny bit. Then I end up with little creepy crawlies waking up, and nobody wants that. So anyway, so I have this. This is a natural and organic seedling mix. Just bought this at our farm's supply store, so picked this up. Also the little cups that I showed you. But now I will say, I picked up these little cups and they're plastic. They've got the drainage holes on the bottom that you can see. I actually really am liking these. This is the first time, and what I love is you can tell they're square. So they just fit so nicely together. And then I put them in this larger tray because when I water, once they start getting any little bit of height on them, I actually water from the bottom. So I'm gonna pour water right in here, like an inch, fill it up to about here, let them sit for, I don't know, about 10 minutes to how they're gonna soak up, however much water they're going to soak up. And then I can just drain the whole thing, and then they're not overwatered, but it's making the roots go down really nice and deep because you want strong roots. Now in the beginning, you want to keep the top moist. So I use plastic wrap and I just simply stick it over the top, and it has a little bit of air, I suppose, but that way when I water them and the soil is nice and moist on the top, it kind of retains that moisture in there so that I don't have to keep watering them. Because you do want to keep them moist, especially when they're little seeds, but then you don't want them developing shallow roots and just kind of sticking to the top. If you just keep spraying from the top, they won't do the long roots. So anyway, I'll show you when I put them under the light that this is my setup. So not super fancy, but you know what? It's doable. And so doing something is always better than not doing something. I was just gonna see if I can see any roots yet on the bottom of this basil because it's doing so well. Yes, actually, I don't know if you can tell, but there's already roots sticking out of the bottom. So again, this has been 7, 14, 21. So just over 2 weeks, about 16 days, and they've already filled up this container with their roots. So very beneficial to bottom water these. All right. Let's start planting. I'm gonna plant round 2 with you just so we can do this together and then compare notes later on. Oh, I'll show you something else that's fun. So in the winter is my experimenting time, and I throw anything into a pot that I can. This is my experiment with banana seeds. I ordered a banana tree. I spent $30 on it. The thing died right away. Then I've had several packets of banana seeds, and I lost one packet, and then what happened to the first one? The first one never arrived or something. I've not had any luck. So anyway, I was finishing a banana the other day and I was like, what the heck? Let's just pour it in a little pot, stick the soil in it and see what happens. You know, and if it dies, that's okay. Oh, and I'll show you one more other thing that I have done. Hang on. Okay, this, which is starting to look a little scraggly, but this is an avocado plant that I just planted from a seed that we bought at the store, an organic avocado. And the way I have planted these, I've tried many, many times with the toothpick method, sticking them in water, and maybe that works, it just doesn't work for me. So what I have done, and I have another one just because this is, again, so much fun to me. Where is it? So when I finish an avocado, I'm very careful not to cut it deeply when I'm opening my avocado. I just lightly slice all around it and then pop the two halves open. And then I get this nice pit and I wrap it in a wet paper towel, just like this, nothing fancy. This is all I do to it. Then I stick it in a bag and I just don't close it all the way. I just kind of close it, but it's not sealed, just enough so it stays moist. And you want to just leave it in here. It probably takes about 2 to 3 months, I want to say. You could write the date on it. I didn't bother with this because I've done it with so many just because it's fun. And then it will start to have a shoot growing off of one end and a big root growing off the other. And that's when you know that it's ready to plant. So it's really fun, something you can do with your kids or you can do yourself, really just a fun project. And then you end up with this avocado plant. And this one is, I think it's about 9 months old, I want to say, because in the summer, we had this outside last summer and it did really well. Put it in indirect light just on our porch, so it was enjoying the heat, but it wasn't getting burned because I killed one a year before that because all the leaves burned off. So anyway, this one enjoyed the heat, but it didn't enjoy the light. So now that it's winter, we've just had it inside and it's grown too big to be under my light setup that I have for my seeds. So we have it on top of the refrigerator. So it's close to the canned lighting and the ceiling, and it seems pretty happy. So anyway, okay, just if you want to grow that too. Okay, now for planting, so grab a bowl, grab your soil and your little cups, and let's start. Okay, so I added, this is a small bowl. Let me see how many cups. Second. Okay, this is 12 cups. So I probably added 6 cups of soil to it and about probably 3 cups of water. It takes a fair amount of water to get this moist enough that it's not too dry. You don't want it sopping wet. Again, though, don't let this stop you. Like, don't get hung up on what it's supposed to be. I'm by no means an expert. I just throw seeds in this stuff and they kind of want to grow. So you just don't want it too dry because your little seeds want a nice environment to try to grow. So, okay, there we go. Now let's add our cups. Have a little bit extra of this, I just go find some little house plant that looks like it's deserving and just pop it on top because they always want the nutrients that's in some new soil, and you know, it kind of depletes over the time. So just go hunt around your house, and if you find a little house plant, then just go give it a little treat. Last step, I'm just going to stick them in a little container so that I can water them. And I'm really glad that I labeled them first because I picked them up without even thinking of it. And then I thought, oh shoot, which one is which? But anyway, I'm gonna stick it like this. I'm gonna stick a little bit of a plastic wrap over it. And then, I know I had moist dirt, but because these containers absorb so much, I'm going to put like a 1/2 inch of water in the bottom and let them absorb that so that the cup doesn't dry out the moisture that it already has. Now I'm going to show you my super fancy high-tech setup that I've got going on. We are in my washroom. Yep, there's washer and dryer, laundry, won't show you that. So this has turned out to be a great place. One, the animals aren't in here, so that makes it easy. It's out of the way, so it's not cluttering our counter space. And the other thing is we don't have a windowsill that I can just put these on. That would be ideal, but our house just doesn't have something like that. So anyway, we're in the washroom, but what I really like about this is we have this shop light here. We got this at Harbor Freight. I think it was, gosh, like 30 something dollars. I don't know, I've had it for a few years. And then my husband just built this little shelf here and it goes right on top of the washing machine. Now what's nice about this is that this gives off just enough heat under here. It's not hot, but it gives off just enough heat to keep the seeds nice and cozy so that they can germinate. It has the chain so we can make it higher or lower because you really want plants to be about 1 inch to 2 inches below your light source, just so they're not getting long and leggy and they sprout up too fast and then they fall over because they're just not strong enough. But the other thing that I really like about this is because of running the washing machine, you know, and it just kind of jiggles and rumbles back and forth a little bit. That's so good for strong plants. So you don't have to blow on them or keep a fan on them, but they're naturally getting stronger just because they have that vibration of the washing machine. So that kind of works out. And then you have, you know, just a little added moisture in here because you're washing and using water. And then the dryer also rumbles and provides a little bit of heat. So this has been really great for us. I do a lot of plant starts here and it doesn't look like a lot of space and it's kind of not, but you know, you can start off your seeds here and when they get kind of a certain size, you can move them somewhere else. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that setup because it's totally doable. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of shelving units. You don't have to have tons of light. You know, it's just like a great spot just to start. And I always think that getting started with any project is the hardest thing. So don't plan forever to the detriment of not actually implementing your plan. So have an idea, do a little bit of research, and then just start trying it, start implementing it. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one, and we'll compare notes on how our seeds are doing. Bye-bye.